In a slowly decaying city, social class is determined by the amount of time you spend in a virtual world called the interface. Hi, my name is Emmanuel and I am a comic author. Welcome to Tales from the Interface Life. It's a weekly show in which I share my drawing board with you, let you know what I'm currently working on, and just chat about whatever you feel like. I love to answer any question you might have, and I also really appreciate any comments, follow, subscribe. All that stuff is really helpful for me. So I thank you for that. As I said, if you want me to speak about anything specifically, just let me know, and I'll be sure to talk about it. So this week it's pretty great news. I just finished the latest chapter of my comic, so now I'm kind of reviewing where I am because as I shared last week, here's Grimlock. The campaign to pre-order my book will be launched very soon on Kickstarter. So sorry for the late start, by the way. I had some complicated things this morning to take care of, but I'm here now. So as I was saying, their Kickstarter will be launching very soon. I will share. I have a campaign launch event that is going to be a special live broadcast. Let me share that in the comments right away. Here you go. So you can subscribe to this event, and you will have the chance to see the illustration that I will be giving away. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna choose who gets what during the live. I guess it depends on how many people show up and how it goes. I'm still thinking about it. But yeah, so on April 1st at 9 there will be a special live event. You're welcome to join it. I just posted the event link here. Basically, we're just gonna draw a little bit, talk about the book, and launch the campaign. So I hope to see you there. I would love to have you. Besides that, I think that's about it for the campaign. So yeah, I'm super excited that the book is finally coming out. It's gonna come out I'm gonna have it in hand, printed in early May, because I want to have some for the Festival de Bande Dessinée de Montréal, which I hope is gonna take place this year. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be on Montréal Street, and yeah, I love to interact with people there. It's not necessarily the same crowd online and in live. A lot of people don't use social media, don't do this kind of thing, so they have no clue what's going on. But an event like that really helps you reach more people. So I'm really looking forward to that. I just want to check my profile to see that the stream is being shared properly. And it seems like we're having issues, so no, okay. It seems okay. All right. Let me just share that on my page. There you go. And I I can hear myself through my headphones, so I guess the sound is fine. I'll just close it so I don't get distracted. So if you have any comments, just feel free to post them. So today, what am I gonna do? I really racked my brain around it because there was a lot of things I could be doing. Of course, as I've said before, my scripts are all at a point where I can start drawing. So I could start working on the next chapter right now. I thought about it, but I decided to wait a bit and instead work on another drawing from a previous chapter that I wasn't satisfied with. So I do try to improve a book as much as I can before I print it, and then once it's printed, it's printed. But as long as I can, try to improve it, I will. And I just look at the pages, and some pages, I think I could improve. So that's what I want to do now. There's one panel specifically I wasn't happy with even when I drew it. So today I'm gonna try and make it better. So let me open it up. And then I'll start sharing. Still opening. And even the book is laid out. So I put all my images into InDesign. This is the software I use to finish the book, and all the pages are inside. They're all ready to go. I do need to work on the spreads, the way the spreads work. But that's a minor thing. I need to do a few of those. But basically, the book is pretty much done. I mean, depends, because I will have it here where you can appear in the book. So if you want your face to be in the book, you that's also possible. And so that will be some change I need to do. But otherwise, the book will be ready to go. So let me share my screen. There you go. So the panel I'm not satisfied with. There's actually more than one here. One is that picture of Clara here. It's not that it's a bad drawing. It just doesn't look like her, and I think her nose looks really flat. I think that might be the only problem. Maybe if I just kind of fix her nose, it might be improved. But the picture I kind of want to work on today is this one here. I felt that it wasn't great. So you see this panel, she kind of avoids the tentacles. It's not bad. And then here I kind of like it. There's a nice dynamism to it. This one is kind of the same as this one, so I'm kind of repeating myself on top of it. This one I really like it, so I'm gonna keep it. And this works too, but I'm kind of looking at this whole page here and seeing that what it always is working. So where I'm having this, it is directing, like it's kind of grabbing her in two different ways. So that doesn't really make sense. I think I could keep that third one here, but this one really doesn't make sense to me. I mean, why would she be holding the other leg? It's just like she's grabbing it, and then she kicks it, so that makes sense. But this second panel doesn't really follow the sequence at all. I think probably just showing that the tentacle is grabbing her left leg, that would make a lot more sense than this. Yeah, that's it. So okay, let me try to fix that. It will make a lot more sense. I think I'm gonna be happy after. Okay, so second panel. I'm just gonna. What did I do? Okay, so let me just duplicate this panel. you know, I have plenty of backgrounds, but it's still, I like to keep it handy. So that, the old panel, I'll just make it transparent for now, invisible, I mean. And I'll delete everything that's inside the new one. And then let's see what I can do to make this better. So, new layer. Zoom in a little bit. I'm not gonna need that today. I'm just gonna focus on this panel here. All right, so pencil, brown or black, doesn't matter. So I have to think also of the flow of the page. I mean, if I kind of overlay here, you know, it's kind of like this. I could also put a panel before, but I think logically showing the tentacle grabbing the foot, it makes sense. So here we have kind of this going on, and we kind of have an angle that goes there. So you know, it turns like this, and then kind of turns like this. I think it flows correctly, and this one is here, so probably like something like that. Like I'm starting here, and then I'm curving like this. So I kind of want to make something like, also that's the flow. Okay. So I want to draw a tentacle grabbing her left leg. Ah, merci Damien pour le like. J'espère que tes efforts en musique se portent bien. Ok. Et Damien, si t'es à l'écoute, comme je disais au début, ben, je vais avoir un nouveau livre qui va sortir le 1er avril, qui va être disponible pour être commandé le 1er avril. Alors, si ça t'intéresse, tu peux t'inscrire à la campagne à l'événement que j'ai mis dans le commentaire, que j'ai pas mis, il apparaît pas dans Facebook. Je vais le mettre ici aussi. Ça, c'est l'événement où je vais lancer mon livre. Puis il va y avoir des illustrations originales pour les premiers à backer ma campagne. Donc, si ça t'intéresse, je t'invite à nous joindre. Ok, fait que là, il faut que la tentacule attrape sa jambe droite. Left. Left leg, gauche, jambe gauche. I just bought a book too today. It's I saw it recommended on many forums before, so I decided to take the plunge. It's pretty cool. It's called Forest Drawing Human Anatomy. So it goes through the muscles and kind of show you different angles. So that's pretty cool. Because although I know a lot of that stuff, I think it's still it's always good to see, and you know, like this example here kind of applies to what I'm doing, the way the back of the neck curves. So it's pretty interesting. I'll use it as a reference. Sometimes you just need a quick thing to look at all the muscles are working. And that's pretty that's a nice one for that. It's 300 pages, so there's a lot of material to look through. It's pretty good. So shoulder. And you know, you can go outside the frame as well sometimes. I don't do it a lot, but in the next chapter I tried it a few times and it's kind of nice. So maybe I can start introducing it here. So I used to be really crazy about my panels layout, and I toned it down a lot because I wanted to go back to the basics. So I'm trying to, you know, slowly kind of find a middle way. I like to keep my 6-panel layout base. Ah, cool. Merci Damien d'avoir aimé la page aussi. Mais c'est bizarre parce que normalement t'aurais dû popper dans les messages en haut, comme quoi t'as aimé la page. Normalement, so everybody who likes the page usually will pop up on the screen, but it seems like Damien's like didn't appear there for some reason. That's strange. So figuring out the pause here. So when my lines get too messy, what I eventually get doing is just, you know, remove everything, change color, put a new layer, and try to work on the pause a bit more here, and until I find a kind of a eureka moment. Of course, if you can find a reference of what you're trying to do, that's even better. So if you do have reference, I urge you to use it. But sometimes it's a little bit hard to find it. To find when you have some weird angles like that. Probably your other leg would be like somewhere here, and then okay, so this is the shoulder blades. Merci d'avoir tagué quelqu'un, Damien. Yeah, so just trying to figure out the right pause here. Probably have a bit of the hand here, maybe not. Of course, the foot. Okay, so if you follow the angle of the page, as I was saying, we draw it in blue. The action line of the page goes on like this, and should grab her foot here. you don't want to continue the an object exactly, but just following the general rhythm is the key. So perhaps something like that. Go back to the layer. So as I go along and try to clean up as much as possible. There's still something that bugs me about this. There's something wrong about this saying this. So kind of looking at the reference I had before, and it seems like, I mean, our leg is good. I think her leg is good. I mean, it's a good, so that works well. And then just making the hip connect is the trick here. I'm just gonna hide the other one, and maybe I can figure out what bugs me about it. This kind of step is really exploration. Sometimes it's a bit messy. So making that's what I did in the previous sketch, but making kind of the curves of the body on the model really helps to kind of figure out the volume. So it's a good trick as well. And then I think the back would be more here. Autosave. Longer than usual. Sorry about that. Okay, so going back to those lines here that I was drawing on earlier. Let me look at it again because I really want to push that idea, and it's something I knew about but didn't imply very well in the past. So let me see. So it's gonna grab the leg here, and then you kind of go through the body and like this. So this is kind of how it's going. So to accentuate that, I'm gonna have the right leg here going even further down. I think I'm starting to get the silhouette kind of good. It's starting to get there. So let me lower the opacity yet again. I'll choose another color, blue. Let's go with blue. And I want to rework that silhouette again. So I have the buttocks here. Okay. The leg. Feed this crab, I'll rework that later. Yeah, so to accentuate that motion, I'm kind of imagining how it looks under. And a good way to do that is actually, again, to use a new layer and kind of try to draw where the hip connects underneath. So let me see, because I kind of want to push that idea here of the leg that goes maybe outside the frame, so towards the bottom of the frame, I mean. So here's my second leg would be kind of like this. It was kind of good to have it in shadows like that. So I'm not too sure. Let me remove that. So I have my feet here. If I try to I think that bottom one is too much. Maybe like this. So if I look at the page itself, I think it flows a lot better. If I compare it to the previous one, the way this panel looked before, like this. It kind of shuts down the page, so having something like this I think works better. So basically the action is that she would have her legs, her left leg grabbed up and then thrown toward the ground. Now she's on the ground, she hits the tentacle, she hits again, and she runs away. So I think that's kind of good. Okay, so now that this is done, I'm just gonna lower the opacity again and trying to come up with one clean drawing. It might take a few times to get it right. In fact, I know it will. So, trying to get the hip right. I think your hip is a bit too big. I think one of the things I found the hardest is really keeping the proportion for one person. I think like this makes more sense. I can probably move everything and give me more chance to play with the tentacles a bit more. So. I might not need to draw the part that goes outside the frame in this specific instance. I'll see. I'll try both. But I do need to draw the whole thing. It's important to draw what comes outside the frame up to a certain point to make sure that everything connects correctly. Trying to imagine that pause here. So I'm putting clothes on, like I'm putting our camisole on, and kind of helps to make sense if your shapes are good or not. I feel our waist is still not correct. Like it kind of lacks motion. And her leg is probably too long as well. Maybe it's the upper body that kind's too small, and maybe. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Kind of makes more sense, right? And then, you know, that's what's great about computers. You know, you can play around a little bit more with the shapes instead of having to redraw everything. So, I'm thinking of just putting this a bit shorter. This. How does that look? Then going out of the frame, I'm still thinking if I should drawer outside the frame or not. And might be good to cut. We'll try both. Okay, so I don't need the other ones anymore. I'm getting a pretty good feel from this. The live is almost out as well. I'm gonna have to stop soon. But, you know, I think today this kind of goes to show you that, you know, you can always improve a panel. You have to think about not, you know, continuing forever. You know, when done, it's done. I think it's important to put a stop at one point. I decided to rework it because I was never satisfied with it in the first place. And as I said, you know, the book is completed last night. I did the last shadows for the second part of the third book, so everything is ready to go ahead to print. So that's kind of why now I'm kind of looking back at the page and, you know, just going through it one last time and trying to see if there's something that really bugs me. And that kind of was one of the panel that it didn't work out with me. And let me just put it up again. I'll just put them side by side. So this. This one. It's not that it's so bad, but it's just so much better. No. It's rarely, you know, it's rarely a bad thing to redo a panel. In the sense that, yeah, you're probably gonna end up with something better. But then again, you know, when you cannot just continuously do the same panel or you'll never get anything done. So I think that's what my takeaway from this is, you know. I don't want people to go crazy about, you know, about having perfection. You know, it can stop you, but as I said, the only reason I decided to do it is because I had some time budget here. And I do want this book to be nice, and I worked so hard on the rest. I was ashamed that this panel looked like that. And there, you know, there's probably a few places that I want to look at also, but very limited. And that's probably what I'm gonna be doing during the campaign if I don't find anything better to show you. It's just, you know, going through the pages and you know, try to tweak it a bit, try to make everything a little bit better than it is. Maybe put a couple of Easter eggs here and there. But yeah, and you know, it's so weird to finally be ready to launch the campaign for this book. You know, a book takes me like 2 years to do, so it's not something I do often, and it's always weird to have to you know, talk to people and let them know that you have this coming. And I don't know, I always feel bad about it, to bug people about it, about your stuff. So you know, because I love this so much and I want to share it so much with the world, so that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. But I really don't want to be annoying, so, you know, if anybody is annoyed by that, you know, they're welcome to stop being my friend on Facebook or whatever. I get it. maybe actually the tentacle can do something like this, because when a snake recoils, it kind of curves its itself like this to pull back on the before jumping out. The snake would kind of spiral his body like a spring. So it would make sense that if they were pulling, they would have to kind of pull towards. So let's see, the tentacle is kind of pulling her back. So that's why I kind of made this angle here, and I think it's a lot more dynamic, right? It is. So a lot of little things, and just to think about. And I showed my pages to some of the pages after that to a comic book guy, fairly. It's a professional guy, a comic book artist, and he pointed out those things, like the lines of action in a page and those kind of things. And he says, "Oh, once you know that, it's all there is to it." But yeah, but there's a lot of those little things, and it's easy to oversee, or not think about one specific thing in the million of things that you need to think about. And sometimes, honestly, this is a huge work, and you can get a little bit lazy, and without even necessarily realizing it. But that's a pretty cool panel, if I say so. Works out pretty well. And I'm about done. So thank you guys for being here with me today. I love doing these things. I hope you like listening to it. Like me ramble and trying to find my words while I draw. I do enjoy doing it. I don't know how much value it has, but I try to link it to my page. When these pages go live, you can go see what was the process behind them. So I'm really hoping that one day somebody will find that it's useful. But if you go to my the comic books website and check out the current pages, you will see that there is a link to a live that I did, because I've been doing it probably for 2 years now, and so I have a lot of videos on the YouTube page, and I try to link them to the pages, so that it's kind of an archive of how did you do this, and just go see the video. I actually have a live video and I'm doing it. It's kind of showing kind of the process of learning, basically. So this is a pretty cool little panel. I'm pretty happy about it. Nice composition, works out pretty well. The question is that I was asking myself earlier was, is it better inside the frame or outside? Well, I'm still gonna think about it. I'm gonna ink it. I'm gonna continue finishing this, and once it's inked, even colored partly, I can judge if I want her to come out or not. Because the goal is really to continue the action in the page. So Not sure about that. So to ink, really, what I do is lower the opacity of the pencil, go back to my inking brush, select my color, and just go nuts. Because I love inking. And yeah, that's about it for today. So I'll just stop it here. Thank you so much, guys, for being here with me. If you're watching now or if you're watching later, you know, it's all good to me. I love to hear your comments. Let me know what you think, and don't forget that the new book is coming out on April 1st. You can order it, and you'll get it in your hands. You know, probably late June, early July, something like that. So I'd love to share that with you. You can get a special sketch in your book. Just let me know what you want. I'll try to make it happen. And that's all coming very, very soon. So let me share again the link to the campaign, because I actually have a link going on that you can use to register to get notified when it launches. So it's this link here. I'll just put it in the chat, and you should see it in the different platform, I think. So yeah, you know, just go there, get notified when it launches, and then you can maybe get one of those early bird package, including original art that I worked really hard on. But I did it because I love you guys, and I love you when you're engaged and into it, and you know, seeing people, you know, liking what I do really motivates me and makes me want to continue. So I kind of wanted to do this special package, and there's only 20 available because it takes a whole lot of time to make those drawings, but I'm happy to do them when I have the time. So thank you all, guys. That's about it for today. So I'll see you next Saturday at 10:30, like usual. All right, see you around the interface. Bye, guys.